Tony D and Little Joan with Screenwriter's Rant on Saw 10. I didn't know they were making another one of these. Look, I'm going to tell you right up front, I don't like these movies. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. Links in the description. Comedy Heart in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 11, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. So the villain from Saw in flashback is the plot of the movie. So he dies in the franchise already. So this took place before he died, and they actually come up with a pretty good reason why he's doing all these horrible things. In case you've been living under a rock, the Saw franchise is about a guy who creates these puzzles, and you got to figure them out, and then you get to live, but you'll be horribly scarred, or you have to cut off your own foot to get away, and stuff like that. It's awful. To me, it's awful. So it's very bloody. I'm even afraid to click through more of this. But I will say this: it has a good premise. The premise is the lead character, the Saw guy, I forget his name, John something. He is dying of cancer, and he goes for treatment, and they give him an operation, but they don't remove the cancer. And so they basically hornswoggled him, I guess, and took his money, and now he's getting revenge. So at least he has a reason for doing this. I'm not sure about the previous films, or I don't remember if they had. I'm sure he had some reason, but this reason is pretty good one that's relatable. Obviously, you'd be pretty mad if the doctors that were treating you didn't treat you and just pretended to and took your money. So here he captures all the medical staff. So the medical staff that lied to him. I'm going to keep clicking through it. I've been having some issues with things, as you know, so I think clicking through it will help. So all the medical staff, the doctors and nurses, they're the ones that are going to pay for lying to him. And you can kind of relate to it, right? I mean, you'd be pretty upset. I don't know if you'd horribly torture people or force them to torture themselves. One guy has to cut out a piece of his own brain in time in order to save himself. That sounds awful and crazy and stupid. And then he attempts to do it. Who the hell wants to see this? I don't know why anybody wants to see these movies, but if you find them interesting, here you go. So first act, he goes for treatment, and they don't give it to him. They pretend to give it to him. The beginning of the second act is he finds out they lied to him, and now he wants revenge, and they lied to the wrong guy. So he kidnaps each and every one of them in the second act, brings them to a secret lair where he has all these torture devices, and now he's gonna mess them up one by one, causing them to kill each other or kill themselves in horrible, horrible ways. One of them who maybe didn't maybe didn't know or something, they'll be the ones to survive. So here, this guy's got to do brain surgery on himself to live. Ugh, awful. So it's just going to be a bloody mess with people screaming and doing horrible things. And one of the characters will be saved, quote unquote, because that character maybe didn't know, honestly thought they were curing him, and then somebody did something that fooled them. And then he has to live because this is a prequel of sorts. And I think his daughter takes over. I caught a glimpse of her, so she's in it too. I think they established her after this character died. I mean, it's the 10th movie. Either you know this franchise or not. I mean, it's like the gore, the slasher movie version of Fast X, right? I mean, and you either like it or you don't. I just don't like these movies. They're too bloody. I don't find them scary. I just find them like I'm just in my seats worming, going, gross. I don't want to see people hurt themselves. It's not a fun time for me. I mean, if you want to, I guess I'd be a little worried about you if you like this movie a little too much. You'll remember Chris Rock and Samuel L. Jackson tried to do their own version of, I don't know if it was a version or a spin-off. It was called Spiral. And it was supposed to be part of the Saw deal. And I'm not sure if this ties into that somehow. They also play an old classic song, which is another thing I don't like when they do that in movies. They tend to do that in movies like this, like a franchise they know will sell, to help sell it some more. And it's kind of a cheap way to do that because people who remember the song go, "Oh yeah, I remember that song," and but I don't want that association. It's kind of a nice song. It's the one "Air That I Breathe" is the song. All I need is the air that I breathe. The old early 70s, late 60s song or whatever. So, yeah, I wouldn't see this movie. And I like horror movies, but I don't consider this horror movie. I just consider this like gore. Yeah, this is not fun. Not happy. And look, Halloween wasn't happy, but it was scary and it didn't need a lot of gore to make it scary. It was just the music and the way it was shot. That to me was interesting. This to me is just boring. It's just going to be people getting killed again and again and again until one of them gets away. And you're probably going to know who the one that gets away in the first 10 minutes of this thing. So, but it's coming out. Let's see when. Do we have a date? No. Probably, I'm going to say fall. Obviously, yeah, I think that's his daughter there. Yeah, she's wearing the pig mask. Text, I want to play a game, and then, I don't know, something else. It's a Lionsgate movie. So, I guess this will probably be out sometime around Halloween, which is appropriate. I mean, look, Halloween, sometimes you just want to see a gory movie like this. I don't know. To me, I would make it more fun. I will say that the plot is better than most of the other Saw movies trailers I've seen. I've only seen the trailers for a few of them. At least this has motivation for the main guy to commit all these crimes. So maybe it took 10 movies for them to really get motivated and say, "Oh yeah, we got a good plot for this one." It's not a bad pitch. It's just all the gore. That's the part of it I don't like. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. Please do, register over there, only because I thought I was going to get S-Can the other day. It turns out I didn't. Thanks to all who came out at the Bordentown Library, had a nice talk. Next event is LBI on August 5th, so I hope to see you for that. More dates to come. And don't forget the live stream where we do it live tomorrow at 7 p.m. We'll see you tomorrow.